of an old school guy. He does whatever it takes, doesn't try to be flashy. Playing for an old school coach, a successful old school coach in Gary Williams. I love Keyshawn Howard's approach and demeanor to the game of basketball.
Keyshawn Howard in this game, 3 for 12 from the field, those 8 points. He's got 5 rebounds.
What impresses me the most about Keyshawn Howard is he's struggling offensively, 3 for 12. It doesn't affect the rest of his game. He defends, he rebounds, he handles the ball. That's why he's a mature young man.
Picking up against Keyshawn Lewis. Who becomes the go-to player now?
The one that's open. Because they're not going to let Sullinger touch it, and they don't want Trey Burke to touch it.
Robinson gets bumped, counted, and one.
Northland did a great job of finding the open man. The sophomore, Jalen Robinson. Good patience that time by Northland High School. Couldn't get it to Sullinger inside. You see him fronted and back. Jalen Robinson with a little flash to the basketball. The left-handed. The sophomore put it in with his left hand. He looked like he was left-handed.
12 points now for Robinson, back up to a 4-point lead.
Oak Hill cannot settle for a 3. They got to get a high percentage shot with the drive or the post feed or a mid-range jumper.
We've got a foul on the floor. That will be the 7th team foul against Northland, which means 1 and 1.
And I like that play by Keyshawn Howard. Saw a gap, drove to the basket, gets himself to the foul line, chance to cut it to 2, and maybe Oak Hill could get into some full court pressure here with the clock stop. Steve Smith approaching 800 wins in his career. He's the 2009 Nate Smith High School Coach of the Year.
Keyshawn Howard now with 9 points at the free throw line. Oak Hill just 6 for 13 now in the game. 1 for 2. It's a 3-point game. With the shot clock, you don't have to foul. Good hands, deflection out to Howard. Robinson from behind fouls him, and Howard goes down hard.
None of the officials are calling an intentional foul or a flagrant foul.
No, he went for the block. I think it was a good foul.
Used to be an official? Let's see the replay. Great defense that time by Oak Hill. Keyshawn shouldn't be looking back. He should be going forward. But you're right. The block looked clean. It looked like the momentum knocked him in out of bounds.
See, Coach, you wouldn't have had a problem with me.
All coaches have all problems with officials. One thing Keyshawn Howard should not have done is look back. He should have took his momentum forward, and his eyes should be up at the basket, concentrating on making the free throw. I'm sorry, the layup.
He's got 10 points now. Back to a 1-point game. Northland does not have a timeout left.
I mean, Keyshawn Howard just missed 2 free throws. He didn't let that affect him. Stepped up to the line and made the other 2. That's mental toughness.
Tough getting it in. There's a turnover. Oak Hill a chance to take the lead. A timeout taken by Steve Smith and Oak Hill Academy. 36.2 seconds left. 1-point lead for Northland, 45-44. Keyshawn Howard has been the player with the ball in his hands the last couple of possessions. Do you go back to Howard? Do you put it in the hands of Lamb? You've got some ball handlers on this team.
You also have Jawan State, who can create for Lamb or Howard in this situation. The way this game has been going, it looks like Oak Hill is going to dribble penetrate, try to force help defense, kick it for an open 3. It's okay if it's wide open, or drive to the basket and try to get to the foul line. They haven't done much in terms of post-feeding the basketball. They're going to rely on their talented perimeter players to win this game.
From three-point land, 4 for 20 in this game. Do you think about a 3, or do you just say, guys, get to the hoop?
I'd say get to the basket. If the 3 presents itself and you're Roscoe Smith, I say you take it. Everybody else, I would drive it.
Oak Hill with 1 timeout remaining. Possession arrow for Oak Hill with 36.2. 22 seconds on the shot clock.
I'd let Keyshawn Howard shoot an open one. So I'd say Keyshawn Howard or Roscoe Smith if you're wide open behind the line.
in the hands of Jawan Staten. Deron Lamb, good look for Musakeda, who gets fouled by Jalen Robinson, but that is a good foul.
Excellent play coming out of the timeout by Steve Smith. They're in a little side pick and roll here on the left. See the penetration by Musakeda really has improved from last year to this year. He caught that ball, went up strong, tried to finish. A year ago, Justin, he may have dropped that pass.
Gets the roll.
And he might have missed that free throw a year ago. You got to feel good for the senior, stepping up.
7 points now for Bai Musakeda. His coach said we need him to play well to be successful. Tie game, 45-45. 1 point lead for Oak Hill.
Now, if you're Northland High School, you can't take your time. You're down. You have to stretch the game out. Try to shoot it and score as quickly as possible. And if you miss, go to the offensive glass or foul.
Sullinger trying to shake and bake. Puts it up. He'll go to the free throw line with 13.6. This is like the game you had against Finley Prep.
Reminiscent, deja vu. Jared Sullinger on the line with a chance to tie and possibly win the game.
That foul is against Bai Musakeda. That is his fifth, so he fouls out. Coming to replace him is Keith Hornsby, a sharpshooter from the outside.
Look at the mobility at 6'8", 250 pounds. Jared Sullinger with a little bit of handle, spins away from the defender, invites the contact, a chance possibly to win the game.
Makes the first, he's got 2 points. His first point of the game gave his team the lead. If he scores a third point, he can get the lead again. And now Steve Smith takes his final timeout. You try to ice the shooter. You try to get your play. Would you have called a timeout here or maybe after a made basket?
No, I like this timeout right here to ice the shooter. I'm not sure you're going to ice someone like Jared Sullinger, who's mentally tough. He showed his mental toughness and his maturity the whole game. Frustrated, but playing well. Now, if you're Oak Hill and you're down 1, you have to push the ball as fast as possible and score quickly. If the game's tied and you're Oak Hill, you want to take the last shot.
There you see it, the game reset. Neither team with a timeout remaining. Both teams with 9 fouls. And that is important because that means if Oak Hill gets the basketball back and they go down the floor and they get fouled, they're going for 2 shots. Possession arrow for Oak Hill. 18-1 on the season. Northland 7-0 on the season. Sullinger at the line for 1 more. A chance to give his team the lead.
And if he makes this free throw, Northland, you've got to make sure that you guard the dribble drive. Don't relax because you have the lead.
3 points. His team has a lead. 10 seconds to go. Lamb to the hoop. Gets it blocked by Sullinger. Foot on the line, 2. Lamb puts it back up. Northland gets fouled with 0.5 seconds remaining. Can you believe this? Wow.
What an amazing series of events in 13.6 seconds.
Robinson is at the line for 2, because that was the 10th team foul.
Jalen Robinson can make these free throws. It would be no worse than a tie for Northland High School.
That right there was 4.1 on the clock. That was the force by Lamb. He didn't realize how much time was left.
Lamb takes it strong. Questionable, there could have been a foul with the body on that call. Or no call.
Robinson misses the first. Honestly, if I'm him, I miss this one with 0.5 of a second left.
That's a good strategy. You can do that. It's probably the right strategy in this situation. But you have to hit the rim. Now Oak Hill has a chance to win the game.
No timeouts remaining.
If you're going to miss free throws, you have to hit the rim, Justin, so the clock will start.
Lamb to midcourt. Stolen. Northland High School remains undefeated.
If I wasn't here and I had to hear about it, I wouldn't believe it.
Today's Game was unbelievable. I got to say this about Jared Sullinger. He scored 3 points. One time it gave his team the lead. It tied. And the other time it won the game.
He was a man on the glass. He had over 17 rebounds, no field goals. He wins it at the foul line, just like he did against Findlay Prep.
And this is our Old Spice player of the game. It's J.D. Witherspoon. Witherspoon had himself a ball game, picking up the slack for Sullinger, scored 21 points.
Well, he held the fort down. He kept Northland High School in the game until Jared Sullinger had a chance to win the game. As I said earlier, the bigger the stage, the better the performance by Jared Sullinger.
Again, J.D. Witherspoon, our Old Spice player of the game. 21 points, 7 rebounds for Witherspoon. The number 2 ranked team in the country improves to 8-0. Oak Hill Academy falls to 18-2. You said it's